Hey Stampers, Kim from stampingimperfection.com. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited because I just got the new Totally Tiffany Desk Maid hands-free embossing station to try out. This is a new product that Totally Tiffany is coming out with actually tomorrow, June 1st, and I'm excited that I got a chance to check this out before everybody else did, because I'm part of the Totally Tiffany blogging troupe. So she invited us to review these, and she sent them to us, and I'm really excited about this. I've seen these kinds of things on Facebook and Pinterest, and I've noticed that a few people will have handmade versions of this and they sell them on their blogs and stuff. I've always been tempted to purchase one because I thought it would be really nice to have a hands-free embossing tool, but I just never got around to buying it. So I was very excited to have the opportunity to see what this was all about. And as you can see, the package lists that says it's perfect for mixed media, fits most craft heat tools. It comes with a project paddle and a removable clip, a storage pocket, a built-in drying rack, a sizing ring for smaller heat tools, and it's a compact all-in-one station. So when I pulled this out of the box, I was really excited about this. When I pulled this out of the box, it pretty much comes, it's just like one good-sized piece here, and then you get the sizing ring that can go on top of this opening right here in case you have a smaller diameter heat tool. And it also comes with this paddle with a clip on it. The clip you need to hold your paper so that it doesn't blow off while you're using the heat tool, but this is actually kind of a handy little surface. Actually, I can think of a lot of different ways that I might use this besides just with the embossing station. The embossing station itself has a few interesting features. It has this little storage piece right here. Like I could put my embossing buddy in there. Like I have my little embossing buddy, which I never remember to use, and I tend not to use it because I'm allergic to powder and stuff, so I tend not to want to handle it most of the time, but every now and then I'll want to use it, and now I won't forget because it's going to be stored right in there. So I actually really like that is doable. And you could store, like I have a paintbrush that I keep on my desk in my probably what is my very favorite Totally Tiffany product, and I'm just going to pull this forward because this sits right in front of me. I did a video on this a while back when I first got it, and I love this. This is the stamp and die and supply storage. I just totally love this. This is my favorite product. And these are both from the same line of Totally Tiffany products. Totally Tiffany has a bunch of different organizing lines. These are from the Desk Maid line, and I really like them. They're all white products like this. And I do have a couple of pieces, and that was the first thing that I actually tried and reviewed, and I love it. I will absolutely be getting another one for my next craft room, so it's just super useful. But I like that these are all white and they all coordinate, but it's got some clever things. So the little pocket here, I store this brush, and it's a big fluffy brush. I like to use this to brush off excess embossing powder from my project, and that would store easily in this, although I think I would probably shorten the handle on it to keep it in here, but that's another thing I could store in there. I was also thinking that I have a couple of these Versamark embossing pens I could store in there as well, so there are things that I could store in there. And another thing notice, I think this is actually really clever. There are these little slots. There are 8 of these slots on the side, and they call them drying, like a drying rack, but I think it's actually, what it's actually useful for is, when I was playing with this yesterday, what I found it really useful for was like putting my stamping my project, putting my embossing powder on, and then sticking it in the slots. So I could essentially mass produce 8 cards and then emboss them all at once. And I was surprised because I attached the first card, and it always takes a minute or so for the the embossing to turn, and with each passing one, as this paddle warmed up, each passing one that I did embossed quicker and quicker because the heat was transferred from this little embossing paddle to the bottom of the paper. So that was kind of handy. And I think that making Christmas cards, if you're making 50 of the same card and it has embossing on it, this would be a super handy tool. And even if you're not embossing and you're doing your mass producing somehow else, you can still use this part of the rack to hold 8 at a time. So that is pretty handy. So I like that. And then it also has this slit on the bottom of this side, and that's for this paddle to slide right in there, and it stores nicely. The footprint is about 4 by 9 or so. Actually, it's 4 by 9 for the base of this. It's probably another, what is this? The handle is another 3 inches. Is this 12 altogether? From the base of the handle to the back of the embossing station, it's about 12 inches here, but it's only 4 inches wide, which I think is really nice. It's also got some nice foam pads on the bottom, on the 4 corners of the bottom. So if you have a tabletop that you're worried about, you don't have to worry about that. And it sits nicely on my table as well. So I think that's pretty handy. I like that it stores just pretty quickly and easily like this, and it takes up very little space. This ring is just so you can put it on top like that. I don't need this for my heat tool. What I did need to do though for my my heat tool here is I have the Wagner, and I just got this like maybe 2 months ago. I finally traded in my old Stampin' Up! One and went for this one, and I love this one. This is like a super powerful heat tool. But what I did was this stand that it stands on here, because I usually keep it on the desk beside me, and it's always at my elbow on this side, and I'm left-handed, so it's handy when I want it, but it is always here. So sometimes it is annoying. But if you just pop this out, this just pulls out, and then you can pop out the other side. You can remove this stand, and I'm going to store my stand because I don't want to throw that away. I'm going to store it right there in that little pocket, so that's going to work really well for me. And then this will just slide down inside here, and it rests on top just like that. So that's what it looks like from the side. So super handy. I like that. And the other thing too, and I'm going to be honest, this is going to be wasted on me, but it's actually very clever for people who are born organized. It's got a cord wrap here, so you can just wrap your cord around when you're done. Although I will probably keep part of it wrapped anyway. But for people who are super organized, this is going to be, that's actually really nice. Like, that's going to store your cord. It's going to keep everything all in one spot. And I have to say, I am pretty excited about this. I also have, there are a couple other Desk Maid products that I've tried out and I like quite a bit. One of them is the glue gun holder. I actually really like that too because it holds all my glue sticks. It's got a little glass plate where I can rest the glue gun itself, and if the glue drips on it, it's super easy to clean up. And it goes nicely with this. I mean, all these products coordinate, and I like that they're white. A lot of people have white craft rooms, I've noticed, and that will go beautifully in rooms that are white. Okay, so I want to show you how this actually works. So I just cut out 4 pieces of cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm just going to take, I'm actually using a stamp from my Altenew Wallpaper Art Stamp Set. This is a new stamp set I just got, and I'm just going to very quickly, I'm I'm going to stamp the image and then add my embossing powder, and I'm going to emboss these in gold. And I'm going to make 4 of them, but just to show you how quickly this works and how nicely that little slot part on the side works. I'm just going to ink this up with my Versamark, stamp the image in the corner. Since I have a second piece already, I'm going to do 2 at once. Versamark stays wet long enough for me to do more than one, so I'll stamp 2 at once. And then I'm going to pull in I have a coffee filter I keep on hand, and I'm going to use my gold embossing powder here. And just sprinkle this on. The spoons, the little spoon is, I got a set of spoons from the Michael's Dollar Bin, so that worked out really well. And these little clear bins actually came from my grocery store. Has them. Now notice I did not use the embossing buddy. I always forget, and I'm leery of the powder anyway. So I do have a little bit of extra on there, but I don't mind that. I'm okay with that. Not everybody will be, but it's, you know, not worried about being perfect. So I'm just going to do these. Now I'm going to just stick these in here till I'm ready to emboss them, so I don't get extra embossing powder all over them. And one thing I am doing is I'm being careful to put the embossed part to the side. I don't want to slide the embossed part in there because it'll get smudged. And since I'm only making 4 of these, I'll do 2 more. Since I'm only making 4 of these, I am going to just put them in every other slot. But there are 8 slots there, and they are nicely spaced, so I could put them in every slot if I wanted. I just think this is going to be a fantastic way to use embossing when I'm, you know, making cards in bulk for big projects like Christmas. I love to emboss, and there are a couple things that I've noticed that I tend to now emboss more because I'm storing my embossing powder in the plastic bins. For some reason I find that so much neater. So that's very helpful to me. And I don't know, it's neater and it's quicker, so it works out really well. Oops, probably just smudged that one. And of course I buried my spoon. Usually do one at a time, so I'm not so klutzy. Okay, so I'll slide this in there. And then I'll do the same thing with this. Okay, and let me just pour this back in. And I use that same coffee filter over and over. And it's lasted me for a while. Okay, and I'm also going to take, I was a little on the sloppy side here, and I moved my craft mat, so I'm just doing this on my cutting mat. So I'll put that aside. Now let me pull this in. I'm going to carefully unwrap this. I should have done this part before, But now this is right next to my outlet strip on my desk. And I can pull out the paddle, pull out my first card, and I'm going to attach this, and then I'm going to hold this underneath here. Okay, and you can see how quickly that was done. And one of the things I like about it is I really like not having to hold on to the heat tool while I'm embossing this. Like, it's actually much more comfortable for my hands. If you have arthritis at all in your hands, I can tell you I'm not like grasping things. So if you have the sore thumb joints, like that is a really nice thing not to have to grasp that while you're also drying it. So that's a huge plus for me, because that is actually where the worst arthritis pain is for me. So, you know, I'm sure some people can relate to that. Some of you, luckily can't, but that's a big deal. Now the clamp, so if you have trouble with clamps, you might want to replace this clamp with one that probably is more joint friendly, but I'm finding this to be okay. So I'll take this off, slide that in the rack, pull the next one off the rack. And notice that's a little quicker than the first one was. And look at, like, I'm just really just, you know, breezing along here with this. All done. And if I want to just slide this in here, and I can move on to my next one, or I can store it. I can store it right here like this, and it's so quick and simple. And I feel like now I don't have to have this at my elbow. I can actually push this forward and have it toward the front of me. But I really have to say I do really like that this is hands-free. And I like that, like, that quickly I did 4 of these and my hands aren't tired. So that's a huge plus for me. I'm really excited about this. This will be a reason why I do more embossing and use my embossing tool a little bit more. So I'm very excited about that. I think this is a great product. And I know that there are other versions of this out there, homemade versions of this. I've never seen, you know, a store carry it, but I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. So, and one thing I do want to say about the Totally Tiffany product line, I mean, she's got such a huge variety. I shared a video of the companion cart that I got a while back, and I also shared the stamp and die supply storage, which I love, 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 love. That's my very favorite product. But I also have a video to share with you on the Stamp Store and Go punch packs. I love those, although I have yet to use them for punches. They're just so useful for so many other things. And I also shared a video on the hot glue gun storage, which I really like because I always burn myself. And I have burned myself on the heat tool before, believe it or not. So it's going to be kind of nice to have this paddle, project paddle here that I can put my project on. But that is it right there. So you can see, you know, and different size heat tools will work in there. They do have the adjustable ring. It's got the little pocket there in the side. So I'm super excited about this. And I am very happy with this. I have to say, I'm planning on retiring in December, and my husband and I are going to do the snowbird thing. So I will be setting up a craft room in our warm weather cottage, and this is one of the things I will most definitely either take with me, or I would purchase one to put in that room, because I can tell you I like this a lot. And another thing I wanted to say about the Totally Tiffany products that I've tried so far, I don't think I've paid full price for any of them. She is excellent about putting some part of her product line on sale. It seems like every week, so I don't think I've paid full price for any single thing, and not because I'm part of the blogging troupe, but because she has sales. She has really good sales all the time. So you can also find her products on HSN and in a lot of craft stores near you, although I don't have any craft stores near me that carry them, so I happily order them online. And you can order them at totallytiffany.com. So thanks very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. Make sure you click that bell above so you get notifications for when I do add new videos. And hopefully that'll be more often now that summer vacation is getting here. And thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and share with your friends. Stop by my blog at stampingimperfection.com.